Welcome back to Rushdown Radio, where we punch up, not down. Blades of Fire opens with an epic mythic setup straight out of legend. Long ago, the world was ruled by the Forgers, giants of immense wisdom and power who shaped civilization with their knowledge of steel. But their golden age ended in ruin, and humanity inherited both their world and their legacy. That legacy becomes a curse. Queen Nerea, once a symbol of hope, now reigns with dark sorcery. She's twisted the Forger's gift into a weapon, casting a curse that turns her enemy's steel to stone. In a world built on the power of forged weapons, she's made every soldier powerless, except one. Enter Aaron Delira. Once a childhood friend of Nerea, now her would-be assassin. He's a warrior haunted by personal tragedy and bound to one of the 7 sacred Forger's hammers, ancient relics that can resist the Queen's curse. His mission: reach the royal palace and put an end to Nerea's reign. Guiding him is Glinda, an immortal master forger as old as the world itself, and trailing him is Atso, a young scholar documenting his journey. These characters aren't just story dressing, they're part of what makes the game stand out. There's a surprising amount of narrative heart here. Blades of Fire doesn't just want you to die and try again, it wants you to care while you do it. Combat is where the game finds its core rhythm. This is a third-person action RPG with heavy Soulslike-like influence. Players control Aron as he battles enemies using crafted weapons with specific properties. You can attack from the right or left, aim for different parts of an enemy's body, and switch between slashing, stabbing, and blunt force. Blocking regenerates stamina. Parrying cracks an enemy's defenses wide open. It's brutal, deliberate, and satisfying when it all clicks. But that's just the start. Every weapon degrades with use. They have to be repaired at anvil checkpoints or broken down into crafting materials. You'll collect forge scrolls throughout the world, allowing you to craft and customize weapons with full control over their properties, blade shape, length, materials. This affects everything from durability to edge quality. It's deep, and you don't just pick options from a menu, you literally hammer your weapons into shape with a forging minigame. It's stylish, tactile, and thematically on point. Enemies have specific weaknesses too. If one glows green, your weapon is effective. If it glows red, you might as well be swinging a spoon. There's a strategic layer here that encourages loadout variety and experimentation. Now, if you die, and let's be honest, you'll respawn at the nearest anvil checkpoint. But your last weapon? It gets dropped at the site of your death. You'll have to fight your way back to reclaim it, Dark Souls style. It adds just the right amount of tension without feeling cheap. That said, Blades of Fire does not ease you into any of this. For Soulslike veterans, the depth and complexity might feel like a feature. But for newcomers, it can be overwhelming. Between the weapon stances, elemental weaknesses, stamina management, crafting mechanics, and limited onboarding, I felt completely out of my depth more than once. I'll be honest, I had trouble grasping it all. And I play a lot of RPGs. While this might be one of the more approachable Soulslikes on paper, the genre itself is still gatekept by its own expectations. Blades of Fire doesn't break that mold, and it doesn't try to. If you're new to the genre, be prepared to struggle. If you're seasoned, you'll probably love the freedom it gives you. Visually, the game is impressive for its scope. The art style leans toward a pseudo-realistic, slightly stylized look, almost like Celtic folklore filtered through a modern anime lens. It works especially well in motion. Character designs are distinct and expressive, and the environments are varied and full of rich details. There's a bit of visual jank here and there, nothing game-breaking, but enough to remind you this isn't a big-budget release. The sound design, though, incredible. Every clang of steel, every parry, every finishing blow, pure impact. It gives weight to combat and makes every encounter feel personal and dangerous. The voice acting is strong too, especially from the core cast. Aron, Glinda, and Nerea all bring real presence to their roles. Even Atso, the wide-eyed scholar tagging along, adds some charm and levity without overstaying his welcome. The music, on the other hand, is just okay. It's atmospheric, sure, but a little too safe. Forgettable fantasy fare that sounds like it was ripped from the genre stockpile. It gets the job done, but won't stick with you. Structurally, the game doesn't follow traditional pacing. There's no clean 3-act story arc. Instead, progress comes through exploration, dying, learning, and trying again. Your goal is clear, reach the queen, but the path is full of alternate routes, hidden areas, and layered combat challenges. But what really sets this game apart is how often it slows down to deliver character moments and story beats. It's rare for a Soulslike to have this much narrative presence, and I appreciated that. Aaron isn't just a hollow avatar. He's carrying history, grief, and purpose, and that makes a difference. So, who is this game for? Not for Soulsborne purists. If you're looking for soul-crushing difficulty and immaculate polish, this probably won't do it for you. And if you're a casual RPG fan, this one's going to chew you up and spit you out. But if you're Soulslike curious, someone who wants a taste of the genre with a bit more narrative weight, a cool crafting system, and some genuinely memorable moments, Blades of Fire is worth your time. Just don't expect it to hold your hand. This forge burns hot. May your adventure in life be filled with epic quests and legendary victories.
So remember, you're in my arena. So like, comment, and subscribe.